There we go. This is Command Isn't the Devil. You are looking right now at my home screen. I am Blake, your Market Center tech trainer, and we're going to be talking about Docusign. If I said Command Isn't the Devil, that's because we had a class the other day on Tuesday titled Command Isn't the Devil, and this is Docusign Isn't the Devil because it's not. It's actually something that's going to be very helpful to you as an agent, especially if you have not made that transition from .loop to Docusign yet. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go into Docusign, we're going to check it out, we're going to go through just a little bit to learn how to input our information that needs to be in there in our contracts. And then we will have another class called Commissions and Opportunities next week, where we will go through more of a transaction process inside so we can see what is the inner workings of a transaction with Docusign. But for right now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop my video because you don't need to see me. You just need to see my screen. Hold on. Don't save. Okay. So I am currently inside of my opportunities. And in this opportunity, I'm going to go ahead and create a new one real quickly. Let's say it's a listing owner, client, let's say Joe's, we'll do Joe Jones. I like to name my opportunities the address. And if this is not a real transaction, so I'm going to put the word test in capital letters in front of it. So if anyone from the compliance team sees this, they know it's not a real transaction, it's just a test. I'm not going to put any custom tags, don't have an estimated listing price, we'll say 1 million. 1 million, and my commission rate is 3%. When you put the commission rate in for the opportunity, that is your half. Opportunity phase is active. We're going to go through all this more in depth in a full-length class, so do not worry if you're not following with that. I just needed to get inside of the opportunity. Once I'm inside the opportunity, I'm going to click on Documents, and it's going to ask me to pick a checklist type right here. So always pick that checklist type first, and it's because it's a listing, it's going to have residential or vacant land, and this is a residential listing. And now once I have the listing paperwork checklist up, so this is the checklist. It shows us what is required, what's not required, so on and so forth. So this helps us find out what kind of paperwork I'm going to need in Docusign. So I could either have this open or I can open a new window and have this open, but I'm going to leave it like this. And now I'm going to click Start a Transaction. When I click Start a Transaction, I'm going to given the options of Docusign or .loop because I have them both connected. I'm going to select Docusign. And it's going to take me into Docusign to sign in. I'm going to. Password. It's logging in here. All right, so when I go through on my opportunity to go to my documents, it creates a room for me, and that room is now connected with that opportunity. If you create a room outside of Command, like not through that opportunity, it will not connect to an opportunity, and you will have to manually upload your paperwork. So when you create the room or you're going to go to that transaction, use that Go to Transaction button inside of the opportunity. So I have a Details button up here. Oh, you know what? Let me turn my cursor on. I have a Details button or tab right here, followed by the Documents tab, which automatically brings me in, a People tab, an Envelopes tab, a Message tab, and a History tab. While it takes us into Documents first, we're actually going to click on Details so we can fill in details that haven't been brought over so we can have an easier process signing and like filling in all of our information for the documents. So let's see, my seller information did come over, the name of the room came over, what side came over. Location didn't come over because I didn't put a location in yet, so we'll put that in there in a second, but I have my seller in here. no seller 2. And myself, and then there's the listing agent. So good. So the information that we had inside of that opportunity has been pulled over. And now let's add a little bit more. So I'm going to click this blue edit button right here. It's blue, it has a pencil, and it says edit. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to let me start editing the information that I have on here. So anything with a box now is something you can edit. So I'll scroll down, leave the name alone, I leave my seller information alone. Let's put in an address though. Okay, so I just clicked in here and my autofill became active. Do not use that autofill because whatever you click on, it's going to delete the information you already have in there. So do not use any of that autofill. You're just going to manually test it in right now. So we're filling in information into our details section. So it will fill into our paperwork. Yes, that is autofill, but the autofill I'm talking about right now is the one that popped up right underneath my address box, and I can click on it to fill in quickly. You don't want to use that one. So I'm going to make up an address, 6789. Oh wait, no, I already have one. It's 1234. 1234 4th Street. City, we'll say Inglewood. County, we'll do Sarasota. State, Florida. Postal code, I'll give it a 34224. No, 223. Just because I want it that way. I don't need to know what property type is or year built. Special circumstances. Actually, you know what? Let's do a year built just in case, just for fun. Let's say it was built in 2010. Listing date. We need to put the listing date in. So let's say today was the listing date. Listing expiration date. So let's see, October, we'll go March 15th. And the original listing amount, so 1 million. We don't have any offer details yet because it hasn't come in yet. No high bid, no closing details yet, no additional information yet. Okay, so now I have the info that I need. I'm going to click on save. I'm just admitting Phyllis right now. She's joining us. Hi, Phyllis. We're just going through some DocuSign stuff right now. I don't know if you can speak yet or if you can hear me, but hopefully you can. So we're just going through the details section of an opportunity or of a DocuSign room. So I've already filled in my details section. I'm going to click on documents now. So when I click on documents, it's an empty room and I need to add things. So when I clicked on go to transaction, it brought me to a different spot up here. I don't know if you can see it. It opened up a new tab for me, and it was between DocuSign and Command. I'm going to separate the two. So I'm going to move DocuSign out, and now I have Command here. I actually have Command in a separate screen, so I'm going to have that over there. If you don't want it in a separate screen, you don't have to. All you would do is make your current window smaller and have them side by side. So we can have Command right there. I'm actually going to do that. So I'm just going to move this over, make it smaller. So all we really need is to see the list of required paperwork. So right in there, and it disappeared. Come on, come back. There we go. Okay. So I need the exclusive listing agreement, a stellar data entry form, and seller's property disclosure. So let's just start with those three right now. So I'm going to click this blue add button inside of DocuSign. And then I'm going to go to DocuSign Forms. If I had, let's say, printed the forms up and had it hand signed, I would upload it using manually through the computer instead. But we don't have the form signed through manual ways. We're going to do it electronically. So I'm going to click DocuSign Forms. And once I do that, a new window pops up. They ask me where I want to pull my forms from. Well, I have a choice between a library or a group. And I got that box popping up by clicking this first drop down. So I can choose library or group. I'm going to choose on a group. And now it says select a group. So I click this drop down box and I have all these groups now. So it's a listing and it's single family. So it says listing package single family. I'm going to select that. And it brings up all of the forms inside of that listing single family. I need the exclusive listing, so listing agreement, exclusive right of sales listing agreement. I need the data entry form, residential listing form is the same thing, and seller's property disclosure. Seller's property disclosure. Let's see what else I need in command. I need the KWRG real property information and agreement of sellers. So this one right here. Copy of the tax record and the county records. Those are going to be found in the county, from the county. They won't be inside of DocuSign. MLS printer also is not inside of DocuSign. Oh, home warranty, accepting or waiving. So let's pull in the home warranty brochure. We do have the last page of this 210 warranty brochure inside of our libraries. I have not put in the group yet. That is on my to-do list. So we're just putting a whole warranty in here right now. And then everything else looks like it is conditionally required. Yep. So we have all of our required documents. I'll click add. And now it's going to repopulate this room or this specific area with the documents. So we have the right of sale, home warranty, KWRG real estate, residential listing form, and the seller's property disclosure. I'm now going to go ahead and click on these documents to make sure that the information in here is what I want it to be. Or I'm going to complete it to what I want it to be. So see, it fills in Joe Jones, Keller Williams Realty Gold is the broker. I like to put my name in there as well. To put my dates that the agreement will last. This is the address, and then you need to put the legal description on this next line. Occupancy, financing terms, we'll take cash, conventional, VA, FHA. Okay. Check these. All right, compensation, very important, 6%. This and 3. This, 3. This and 1. Okay. All right. So that one would be completed. I'll click Save and Close. And then I would go through and do the same thing for the rest of my paperwork. Home warranty brochure isn't going to have anything for me to fill out. Neither is this one. Residential listing form will. We're not going to go through that because that's a very long form, and so is this one. So it's the same process, though. Like if I were to open up my residential listing form, it loads. Come on. Come on. Move it up. Doesn't want to load. Okay, so it auto-filled some of the stuff from the details. For some reason, it didn't take street number or street name, but you go through and you fill this out just any ways that you would before, like the agreement we just filled out, listing agreement. It's the same way we fill this out. There's a box here, we can type into it and then click Save and Close. Let's say you want to print this out after you print it, or you filled it out. So I'll go back to the exclusive right of sale. So you filled out the contract, but you want it signed physically. Like, let's say your client is not not savvy with technology at all. So what you can do is you go up here. There's a dog-eared paper. I'll click on it, document actions, and I can download and print this up, and they can sign it, and then you can scan it in. But that is how you fill out the paperwork. And now I need them to sign the paperwork. So I'm going to click envelopes. I'm going to click new. And now I'm inside of an envelope, which means it's going to be sent off to be signed by someone. So I'm going to name this envelope. I'm going to name this listing docs. And then I'm going to choose room docs. That means I'm choosing documents directly from that room. So I'm choosing the exclusive right of sale. And let's do the home warranty brochure. But normally you could send all of these at the same time or one at a time, depending on what you wanted to do. So like one document can go into an envelope or multiple documents can go into an envelope. It is not restricted on how many documents go inside. I'm just going to put 2 in. I'm going to click Add Selected. And you can see they pop up in here. I could switch these around too if I want to, so they're in here. Let's say I wanted the KW910 to go first. I can just switch that around. But I don't. I want the exclusive right of sale to go first. And I'm going to scroll down. And now I'm going to add recipient. Now this is going to be the next part that you're going to want to choose carefully. So these are forms that are inside of DocuSign. So there are pre-tagged roles attached to them. If you select pre-tagged roles, it's going to automatically fill in your signature spots and your initial spots for you. You don't have to go through and add those. But if you're uploading a PDF that needs to be signed, you will have to add those boxes by going to room participant or into email addresses instead. So pre-tagged roles is what we're going to go with when you're using the form. So I'm going to click pre-tagged roles, and I only have this one seller, and I have one listing sales associate, and I have one seller here. So I've selected these, and now I'm going to go through and choose who that is. So seller 1, choose that. It's going to be Joe Jonas or Joe Jones. Then listing sales associate is going to be myself. You're going to see 2 email addresses for yourself in here. It doesn't matter which one you choose. And the seller, we're going to make this J Jones. And I'll click Add Selected. And you'll see that they pop up down here. Joe Jones is seller and seller 1. And the reason there are 2 of these is because the 2 documents have 2 different categories for their assigned boxes, or their mapping, I should say. Let's take Joe Jonas, for example. He needs to sign, or I could say he needs to view a copy, receives a copy, or specify another recipient. We could do either or. I'm going to get rid of this one. It's going to ask me, do I want to delete their assigned fields? Yes, I do. And I'm going to change Joe Jones' email to my personal email. That way, when we look at it, it's not going to go to some random person. And then there's boxes here on the side. This is the signing order. So let's say you wanted Joe Jones to sign first. You make him a 1, and then you wanted to sign second, so you can make this a 2. You could also leave them both at 1. That just means they get the contract at the same time. It's not going to hurt you to keep it at 1 because once all the contracts are signed, you get one finished form that has all the signatures on it. Down to email subject. So let's make this, please. And I can put in instructions down here or just a message in the email message. Doesn't matter what you put in there, but you can leave a message for them. This is a message. Okay. And I will now click next. This next window is going to bring us into a spot where we'll be able to add text boxes, signatures, initials, dates, check boxes, anything really we can to mark up this document. But we're going to go through first to make sure that the initials and signatures are there. So we have seller initial there, sales associate initial there. Good. Good. Okay, that's good. All right, so these look good to me. But what if this box was too big? What would I do? All I do is I select onto it and bring the corner down to make it smaller. And I can drag it out to make it bigger. And that's how all these boxes work. So except for date sign is already pre-sized. But let's say I want my initials to be bigger. Do it like that, same way. But I don't. I want it to be the right size. So that's correct. Let's go into the 210 warranty. And like I said, inside the KW910 library, there is just this signature page in there. I'll get into it. Here we go. So it has this signatures page in here. And they can either accept or waiver. So it looks like they don't have the situation here. So I'm going to put in a box. I'm going to click up this drop-down box that has my name in it. I'll switch it to Joe. We need a checkbox. So I'm going to put 2 checkboxes, one here. And I'll click this add button and move it down here. So now Joe can check either I accept or waiver. And I'm going to put a signature line for Joe in here. Right there. Oh, a little bit, and a date. Okay. I could go through here and make more boxes. Let's see if he wanted to. If he wanted to buy any of these, we could put boxes in there. Well, of course, we talked to him beforehand to see if he was interested. And if they accept, we go ahead and put in the information here. All right, so now I'm going to send it. And when I send it, because I need to sign this, it tells me I needed to sign something. And it automatically brought me back into my envelopes. And here's it says needs my signature, so I will click on it. And now it's letting me sign it, so I'll click sign. And here is my document that I need to sign. I can click the start button. And once I just click on it, it automatically moves me to the next spot. And I don't have anything to sign in the 210 warranty, so it's not going to make me sign. I'll click finish. It's going to say waiting for others. I'm going to open my Gmail. I don't want that one. Oh, well, this is, okay, which one? We'll find out if this is the right one. Yep, okay. So I'm going to click sign and continue. Click start. So this is as the client. So the client will adopt a signature and initials. I'll say adopt an initial. It'll move me through. And let's just pretend to miss that one, and I'll show you what happens. We'll go through here. Here we go. Accept or waiver, they're gonna choose one of these. I waive it, I'm gonna sign it, and it brings me back to the one that I missed. So if I initial that, now it is finished. They need to click the finish button. It's gonna ask me if I wanna save a copy. I'm gonna say no thanks. All right, it says you're all done. And you'll receive another copy once everyone has signed. So I'll click out of that. Now it still says in my agent room that it's waiting for others. If I refresh this, we'll say either completed or nothing. It says nothing right now. I'm going to refresh this one more time. And it says completed. Yay, it's been completed. Now I'm going to go into Documents, the Documents tab. And you're going to see three new things. You're going to see a PDF version of the certification for listings, a signed exclusive right of listings agreement, and a signed KW210 home warranty brochure. The next step I would recommend is creating a new folder just for your signed documents. So I'm going to click on Actions, Add Folder, and rename it Signed, or maybe you want a couple folders, so Signed Listing, Paperwork, and click Create. So I'm going to drag in my exclusive right of sale and my 210 warranty, and that's all I have for signed for real documents. Now this certification, if I look at it, this is certifying that it was signed and where the IP address is from, and that it was, and what times it was timestamped. This is all the legalese. And we can archive this. We can unarchive it at any time we want to. And to archive it, there you hover over the document, a little circle appears in the corner. I'm going to check mark that. Then I get a new toolbar up here. And archive is one of the options. So I'll click on archive. And it says this document can be unarchived at any time. And I'll click archive. And it goes away. So it's no longer in here. Perfect. And I have the signed versions. I'm now going to go into my command. I'm gonna look at this one more time. And now I'm gonna start adding my paperwork that is required for this listing. So my exclusive listing agreement, I'm gonna add a file. I'm gonna choose DocuSign. And it shows me all the paperwork that I have in here. And now I'm gonna select folder and I'm gonna click Signed Listing Paperwork. And I'm going to choose the one I just selected. So this is the listing sale agreement. I'll click Assign. And now it's been assigned. I'm going to add the unsigned version of these just to show you. Let's see, why did I just click on it? I think it was that. Property disclosure. Property disclosure. Okay. DocuSign. Select folder, site listing paperwork. We don't have the rest of these. All right, and then once all your paperwork has been uploaded, you can submit this to the Market Center. So submit to MC. And that will go through, and then you will get an approval, or it'll be returned to you with adjustments that you need to make. And that is how you use DocuSign. It's simple. Oh, why don't we say you just received an offer on one of your listings? So let's say we received an offer on test 12344 4th Street. Great. And they're sending it to you via email in a PDF. Okay. So you're going to download it from the email into your computer, and you're going to come into your DocuSign room. And the way you're going to come into your DocuSign room is you are going to click Go to Transaction. You could also go to realestate.docusign.com and go in that way if you don't want to go through Command to re-enter the room. But when you're first creating the room, you need to do that through Docusign or through Command. Okay, so we've downloaded the PDF. We're going to add it now. So I'm going to click Add, Computer, wherever I may have downloaded it. So let's say, put the study case in there. It says it's been added. It's about to reload. Oh, no, there it is. Great, I can open it up. Oh, they want to offer full offer price. Wonderful, I'm so excited, yay. But I need my people to sign it now. So I'm going to go to envelopes. I'm going to click new. I'm going to name this offer. I'm going to click on room docs, and then I'm going to click on the file or the offer. There it is, great. I'm going to click add recipient. And now if you see, I don't have a pre-tagged roles because there's no mapping or boxes in here yet. So I'm going to click on email address. Jones. Your email is mine. Wonderful. Okay, so I need Joe Jones to sign it. And I'm going to click next. Okay, so let's say this is the offer line here. The other signatures of the buyers are over here, so I need a signature for my person. I drag it in, make it smaller, put a date in here. Let's see, initials, bottom, make it smaller. All right, so the signature, date, and initials are in there, and I can send it. It's been sent. It says waiting for others, so that's me. I'm gonna go into my email. Here we go. Agree, continue, sign, initial, finished. So now you have a completed offer through DocuSign that has been signed for you if it's been sent from elsewhere. I'm gonna redo this one. And it also says completed. Great, it's gonna show up in documents again. It's gonna be down here now. Here's the signed version. So I'd add a new folder. I have a new folder here, signed offer. I'll drag that, oops. Signed offer. And there it is. So I can go back into command, be under contract. So once you have the listed done, you click under contract. Here's the sales contract checklist, so that's required. I'll click add a file. It'll be from DocuSign. And I'll choose folder, signed offer. And now it's in there. Great. And then once all this paperwork is in, so like the receipt for escrow, MLS printout, wire fraud, you would submit to the MC for approval. And then you create an offer. And once the offer is accepted, you click commissions to submit for your DA. And that is how you use DocuSign. Any questions? Phyllis, you're the only one on, so questions are open to you. I'll take that as a no questions. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And that is, DocuSign is not the devil. It really isn't. All you need to do is really get in there and play with it a little bit. create some rooms through command, and just figure out how things work. It's simple. I'm here for questions. You can email me at blakewhitbold@kw.com, or you can send me a text message. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, guys, and I will see you later.